This segment and all segments of Running with Reason is brought to you by the Cure Starts Now Foundation. The Cure Starts Now represents something truly different. It's not about fighting just one cancer, but the elimination of cancer as a whole. They believe, as experts do, that in order to truly cure cancer, you have to focus on those cancers that are the biggest bullies, like DIPG, a terminal pediatric brain cancer. The Cure Starts Now is the first cancer charity dedicated to this home run cure, and one of the few where donations go to research, not overhead. I have personally been working with them for over a decade, and I can say that multiple strides have been taken since it was founded almost 20 years ago. Survival rates have more than doubled, and every year we get closer to understanding and eventually beating cancer. The last known treatment for cancer was founded in 1940, and that was chemotherapy, and that has to change. Cancer does not fear the ribbons. Cancer does not fear the awareness. Cancer fears us, all of us. And only through funding by all of us will we be able to beat it. Help us cure cancer for all, one child at a time. Hi, welcome to another segment of Running with Reason. Today we're briefly going to talk about winter training. Now, all depending on where you live, your winter training can be different. For example, I live in Ohio in the Midwest, and weather right now, as you can see, is snowing as we are in mid-February, and that can easily change from day to day. Now, when you're actually running outside, if you ever get the chance, as I briefly do, you want to make sure that you're dressing appropriately. When you're actually running a race, these are clothes you're probably going to want to throw away. So, if you're running a race in the cold season, like I do in late October or mid October, these are clothes you're going to get rid of. So, make sure you're wearing something that you're not going to keep. The cool thing about this, especially with like the Columbus Half Marathon and other races like this, is the clothes don't go to waste. There's a bin that you might be able to put the clothes in, and you can actually have those donated to Goodwill or maybe some needy charity. So it's pretty cool. Along with your chest tube, please make sure that you keep your hands covered. Rarely have I ever seen a runner in the midst of the winter season not have their hands covered. So keep your chest covered, keep your extremities covered. Legs, you can keep a little bit loose, but remember, as you warm up, you will sweat, and as you sweat, you will want to peel. So if you're running in your neighborhood, make sure it's something you could wrap around the waist. If it's during a race, make sure it's something that you can throw. The next thing we're going to talk about is actual gym work. For me, I do a full body workout every 72 hours. You want to make sure that your muscles rest, because it's resting that where your muscles build up, and you will actually gain weight if you're doing this properly. A big concentration is the arms and the core area, because believe me, you're doing this, and the stronger that you are at doing this, the faster your legs are going to move. And for like a lot of people who lift weights, they always tell you don't forget your legs. And it's the same for runners. Just because you are running all the time, you still want to build muscle up on your legs. So I recommend highly doing things like squats and calf lifts. So really concentrate on those quads and those calves to build up those muscles, especially depending on what kind of race you're running. For example, my first big race in May is the Flying Pig, and that is a very hilly course in Cincinnati. So I'm going to take a lot of time to build up my calf and my quad muscles. Also, don't forget to hit cardio. That is so important, especially if you can't get outside. Now, obviously, you're not going to get the same kind of workout that you would if you were just running on the road, but you want to make sure you can do as much cardio as possible. Ellipticals are very nice. They help build up the muscles and really get your blood pumping and your air going, and with very little to no risk of injury. Treadmills, for a lot of runners, as they will tell you, are what we call necessary evils. You don't get the same kind of work you would if you're running the road, but if you're, say, doing things like hill work on a tread, you can help build up those muscles for the road. And one thing I do like is those little step machines. Those are really good also for building up calf and quad muscles. So don't forget to do your cardio. Remember, you're a runner that lifts, not a lifter who runs. Another thing is make sure you're intaking extra calories. During the winter time, I like to call this hibernation mode. A lot of people eat more calories in the winter time, what we like to call comfort foods, because we actually burn more calories in the wintertime to stay warm, all depending on where you live, of course. And just make sure that you are actually eating the right things, complex carbohydrates, lean proteins like we talked about in the last video. Not to mention throw in some fruits like bananas and oranges and antioxidant fruits along with vegetables to really help you lose the unnecessary calories and gain the weight you actually want to gain. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm personally getting ready for the running season myself, and I'm hoping to hit the road very soon once all this thaws out. My first race will be March 2nd at the Bachfest 5K in Cincinnati. This is to kick off the whole Brew Hog series. I'm hoping to get my Brew Hog medal this year by running 3 races that are sponsored by the Flying Pig. And another big event, which I hope to have some video on, will be the Once in a Lifetime Gala for the Cure Starts Now Foundation that is on March 9th. So if you happen to be there, hopefully I will see you. Please come up and say hi. Also, if you see me at one of my races like the Bachfest 5K, please check out the QR code on the back of my shirt and scan it, and please donate to the Cure Starts Now Foundation. 100% of the money that I get on these QR codes goes to the Cure Starts Now Foundation for kids with pediatric brain cancer. So until I see you next time, I'll catch you at the finish line.